Okay, so we'll do that once again. Now, what I was telling was, preliminary phase, you get a request for work, right?
Correct.
You get a request for work from the client or the sponsor. What does the request for architecture work contains?
What is
Basically,
expected? Yeah.
what is expected from the project or the basic requirement of the client.
Correct.
Now, is it sufficient for me to do the architecture work? Absolutely no.
No.
Because information given in the request for work, it is a very vague and basic information.
Correct.
Yeah. They will just tell you this is what we are looking for. We want better efficiency, or we are better, the performance in the organization, something like that. Now, what happens is, for you to do the architecture practically, you need so many other detailed information. For example, the process in the organization, the department detail, the people involved, the technology environment, the applications, so many things you need, correct?
That's right.
Yeah, so TOGAF has given us something called business scenarios. It is basically to get into detailed requirements of the client. Yeah,
Okay.
so business scenario is called a technique which I use to get into the detailed requirements of the client, including the process, application, the technology environment, the computing competence, the actors, all that.
Got it. So business scenario is where you detail out the requirement and
Correct.
document it.
Yes. Yeah. Now, how do we do that? There are so many things we do in this. Yeah. And I request you to go through the PDF once. Yeah. How do I go through the business? How do I create the business scenario detail? Right now, here, if you look at that, business scenario will help you understand the problem of the client. Yeah, the environment they work on, the objectives, the actors, the roles and responsibility, and you can repeat it again to get into details.
Correct.
Getting it? Yeah. And second thing, which phase you think we can use the business scenario in detail? Probably in phase A or phase B, it will be useful.
Correct.
Having said that, I can use a business scenario in any phase I want, but primarily in phase A and phase B, because this is where I get into detailing of the client.
Correct.
Yeah, here we go. Now, next one. So this we are done with. Next one, gap analysis. Now, you know what is a gap analysis. Yeah, simple example is given here for you to understand better. So we'll just go through that. Now, please remember, in an ADM, which phase you think we can do the gap analysis?
It's A, B, and C and D.
Thank you. Now, not only that, you can do a gap analysis anywhere you want.
Yeah, even in H, I believe.
Even in H and G also we do many times. Because when we do the implementation, so I can do it anywhere I want. No restriction for that. However, few phases specifically they're mentioned here because we do it there. Now, phase B, if you look at that, we do a business architecture gap analysis. We do there in B, C, D, and even E, right? If you look at phase C, this is where we consolidate the gap.
Correct.
Getting it? B, C, and D, whatever we do, it is consolidated in phase C.
Got it.
Getting in now, if you look at the gap analysis here, now have a look at this one. So it looks like the example here, something like a training room or a broadcast video conferencing service, something like that. Yeah, it is not an architecture example, but something. Now let's have a look at this one. If you look here, this is the baseline architecture, the current state. And this is the target, the finally whatever we are looking for. Right now, broadcast services, do you see that in the target?
No.
It is not there. It says intentionally eliminated.
Okay.
Second one, video conferencing service, do you see that in the target?
Yes, it is.
It is there. Third one, telephony service, do you see that in the target?
Yeah, it is there.
However, it says potential match. Means may not be the exact what you're looking for. Potential match, it says, means most probably you have to make some changes. Getting in. Next one, shared screen services. Do you see that on the in the target? Yes. Does it say that? No, it is not there. It says it is being excluded unintentionally.
What is unintentionally excluded means?
Unintentional, for example, somebody did a mistake. Yeah, you're doing an architecture project. Initially, you thought you don't need it and you eliminated it. Right? Or without knowing, you by mistake, you did some mistake and you eliminated that. Yeah. And once you did a gap analysis, you realize something is missing and somebody has done something wrong. And we have to include that. So it becomes a gap and you have to include that again. Getting in. So gap analysis is a technique we use basically to understand anything has to be plugged in or put in back so that we can get the right architecture we are looking for. Got it? Now, coming to the next one, I want to ask you, do you know what is the trademark of the open group?
No, it's a kind of very generic, which could be applicable for many of the different kind of architectural problem solving.
Thank you. Now, if you look at the open group website, it says boundaryless information flow. It is the trademark of the open group.
Correct.
Yeah, boundaryless information flow. So what exactly is a boundaryless information flow? Let me give an example for you. For example, if you go to any big hospital in UK, right? Imagine you're going to a hospital in UK. If you go to the nurse, she will have all the information about the patient on a system. Now, if you go to the doctor will have all the information about the patient diagnosis, the medicine, and other details. Yeah. If you go to the administrator, he or she will have the same information. Yeah. Even the patient will have information about the diagnosis. Yeah. Now, what exactly happening is sharing of information happens between department and people.
Correct.
Getting it? Yeah. So that is called boundaryless information flow. Sharing of information in simple terms. Yeah. Trademark of the open group. They ask you what is the trademark of the open group. It is boundaryless information flow. Got it? Now, boundaryless information flow has a technical name called interoperability. Yeah. What is interoperability? Sharing of information, we call that interoperability.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the ADM, information and services are shared all throughout the ADM.
Yeah.
Yeah. So interoperability happens. Yeah. Now, one more thing about interoperability. If you look here, what does the number represent? What do you think is the number?
Inter-stakeholder information about the requirement. Information. It's a kind of fun. I think using degree of information interpretability. It's probably the data which they're sharing.
Thank you. Yes. Now, the number here shows degree of information.
Correct.
Let me give an example for you. If you look at stakeholder F, imagine stakeholder F is maybe in one city in UK, right? He is looking for 4th level information from stakeholder B who is in London. Or maybe you're working in the same office, Lloyd's office, one department. This particular gentleman is working in one department. He's looking for 4th level of data information from Srini, who is in a different department. Getting it?
Yeah.
Now, the number represents the detailing of the information. For example, if you look into your organization, even if you look at the Lloyd's Bank, there are so many different information. Every information cannot be accessed by everybody.
Correct.
Some are basic information, some are secret information, some are sensitive information. So different levels of information is there.
That's right.
Yeah. And the detail also varies. Yeah. So the number here shows that degree of information or the detailing involved. Got it?
Degree of information. Yeah, to some extent, but the numbers, I don't know what exactly they're trying to represent.
Number
here.
it says using degree of information. Yeah. So the number represents the degree of information.
What do you
Yeah.
mean by degree of information?
Degree, for example, number one, it will be very basic information. Number two, little more detailed information. Number three could be little more detail and maybe a sensitive information. Yeah.
Okay.
Number four, very detailed information. Or so these are the different levels we segregated to. Every organization has it.
Yeah. Every
Yeah.
organization has their classification of information.
Classification is that, yeah. So it is a classification. That's why it says using degree of information interoperability. Yeah. Interoperability or sharing happens. If there's a fourth level information, it is something very detailed information.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Simple example. Next one, there's something called business transformation assessment. Yeah. Now, what do you understand by business transformation assessment?
Business transformation is kind of making the changes to the existing business to kind of take it to the kind of make it suitable for the current age challenges.
Thank you. Now, what happens is, if you look at the client, if you start doing an architecture project, you have to make sure that your client is ready for the transformation. Getting into, or how do you know your client is ready for the change? Yeah, imagine you did the architecture project and you go to the client for implementation and they say we are not ready. Yeah. So business transformation readiness assessment, if you look at that, it is basically we do an assessment to check whether the client is ready for the transformation. Now, there are so many readiness factors which look into, for example, the vision of the organization, the IT capacity of the organization, governance, yeah, and so many other things we look into. And you make sure that your client is ready for the transformation. Got it? Now, the question is, which phase I check on that? Initially, I check that in phase A, and again, I do a transformation again in phase C or phase F. Got it? Yeah. Initially, I do an assessment in phase A to check whether the client is ready. If not, I'll tell them these are the changes you have to make, and even I can use a CMMI.
Yeah, I understand. So basically at phase A, we check whether the respective teams involved in it, are they ready to kind of take this existing solution to the next stage?
Set. Well, here we are talking about the clients.
Yeah, the client basically. I mean,
yeah, got it. Yeah. Now, again, I check whether the client is ready again before implementation. So to check that, I may go to them in phase C or phase F. Getting it? So initially in phase A, I do that. Then again in phase C or phase F, I make, because phase G, I'm going to implement. I need to check whether the client is ready for the transformation before that. Got it?
Yeah.
Agree with you? Yeah. Next one. Now, all these are small topics, but you may get one question from all this. Okay. Next one. Here we go. There are so many readiness factors involved, which I told you before. It could be the vision of the organization, the IT capacity, the governance, the infrastructure, the technological capability, all so many things are there. Got it? Yeah. You can even use a CMMI maturity model level to check whether the client is ready.
Yeah.
Got it? Next one, risk management. Tell me, what do you understand by your risk?
Risk is factors which can impact the normal working or functioning of the business,
Okay.
and it can kind of uh, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, it can impact the functioning and withhold us back from
Thank you.
realizing the value of true value.
Correct. Correct. Now, if you look at a risk definition, it says any uncertainty that can impact the service, any uncertainty that can impact the project you are doing, it is called a risk. Yeah. Now the risk can be of different types of risk. For example, technical risk. It can be any risk, business risk. It could be a security. It could be any risk. Yeah. Second thing, every project comes with a risk because every project has an inbuilt risk.
Yeah.
Getting it? Now, risk management in TOGAF, if you look at that, there are two levels of risk. Yeah, the first one is called initial level of risk. Yeah, and the second one is called residual level of risk. Yeah, so what is the difference between initial and residual?
It's the current state. The risk of a current state is initial stage, and
Okay.
after the transformation, whatever still there will be some amount of risk left. That is probably called residual risk.
Thank you. Now, initially, when you start any project, it comes with a risk. Now, initial level of risk in a project is called initial level of risk. Getting it? Now, once you mitigate a risk, because of the mitigation, there could be some leftover risk. That is called a residual risk. For example, if you're sitting in a room and the room catches fire, you mitigate it by maybe putting some chemical or gas or water. Once you do that, there will be some foul gases or burnt paper, clothes, etc. That can be harmful for you, correct? Yeah. So that is basically after your mitigation, even after you mitigate, there could be some risk available. That is called a residual risk. Got it? For example, because I bought a third-party software, there is a risk involved, right? So what I do is some changes to the configuration of the software I do to make sure that it is aligned to what I'm doing in the organization. Yeah. But what happens is because of the changes I do in the software, there could be a residual risk, maybe a security risk. Getting it? So that is called a residual level of risk. Getting it?
Yeah.
Now, next one, if you look at risk management, but TOGAF says the risk is classified into 5 categories. Yeah. Now, please remember, risk management in level 2, 100% you're going to get a question from risk. Yeah. So if at level 2, if you get a question from risk, you have to go to the PDF, open the chapter on risk management, and you should try to answer the question. Now, please remember, whatever answer they give, is it aligned with whatever TOGAF says in risk? That will be a good answer. Got it?
Okay, so basically, we have to align the answer to the
with whatever TOGAF says. Yes. Yeah. Whatever answer, for example, in level 2, whatever answer you choose should be aligned with whatever TOGAF says in the PDF. That is how it is. Simple as that. Getting in, that will be the best answer. Now, process of risk management, the first one is you classify risk, then you identify risk. If you look at project management, in project management, what we do is first we identify the risk and then we classify.
Correct.
Yeah, but here it says first to classify the risk. Now tell me, what are the different ways I can classify risk?
It could be classified in each one have probably the organization can have different kind of classification for risk. It could
Okay.
be technology risk, it could be uh, kind of skill set, or it could
Mm.
be many things which could be kind of agreed.
Okay. Now, if you look at risk management, many times it is classified based on the impact it creates. Yeah.
Correct.
Also, maybe risk can be classified based on the schedule of the project, the cost involved, the scoping, so many different things.
Correct.
Yeah. So first one you classify it. Second one, you identify risk. What identification are they talking about?
Why is the what caused that risk? That's the identification.
Okay. You identify the risk.
Hmm.
Third one, initial risk assessment. You have to assess the risk. For example, is it a catastrophic risk, right? Is it a critical risk? Is it a negligible risk? What type of risk it is?
Hmm.
Now, in fact, there are two things here. One, I want to tell you the next one, initial risk assessment. If you look at that, have a look at this one. There are two factors we consider. Yeah. One, the effect of the risk.
Hmm.
Second one, the frequency of the risk.
Hmm.
Yeah. Based on these two factors, the risk can be the catastrophe extremely high,
Hmm.
or a medium risk, or a high risk, or a low risk.
Hmm.
Getting it?
Hmm.
Yeah. So this is how we do it.
Hmm.
When with you now, next one,
One
risk.
second, go back to that screen.
Sure.
E is extremely likely and
Extremely high risk,
high risk. H is high risk.
risk.
M is medium and L is low.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. This would be kind of a high level chart, but when we start putting it, risk ID, risk, effect, frequency, impact, mitigation, effect, frequency, impact. Okay. The see, generally we start with the preliminary risk, and that the expectation is to resolve that, and uh, the residual risk may not be the one which was raised as part of a preliminary risk, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Maybe you did a risk assessment in preliminary phase, or you did a mitigation in preliminary or phase, say maybe most probably. Because of that, it can impact maybe the coming phases as well. Could be.
Okay.
Yeah. So residual risk. Yeah. For example, security risk. I did something in phase B. Because of that, in phase C, I have a security concern.
Got it. Yeah.
Getting it? Yeah. Now, coming to the next one is called risk mitigation and residual risk assessment. We mitigate the risk. So normally what happens is, yeah, risk, if you say risk mitigation, what exactly we do is you identify the risk, you plan the risk, and you do the right, take the right action to mitigate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you monitor the risk basically, and you know what is the risk assessment I have to carry out, what is the action I have to do to mitigate it. Right? So that is one thing. Now, next one, fifth one, risk monitoring. Every risk you deal with, you have to monitor.
Agree.
Yeah. So this is risk management as per TOGAF. Now, please remember, as I told you, in level 2, 99%, you are going to get a question on risk management. Got it?
Got it.
Yeah. Now, what do you do if you get a question? First thing what you do is you go to the PDF, open the PDF, and go to the risk management chapter. Okay, can I show you once, because I want you to get familiar with the PDF, because you have to use the PDF in the exam. I'm not saying that you have to use the PDF in every question. At least for some question, you need the PDF.
But tell me one thing. I can have the PDF of my own in the background, and when it's needed, I can open it as well, correct?
No, you cannot do that. No.
Then how will I open it?
Your screen will be locked.
And then where
Okay.
will I open the PDF?
No, the PDF comes with the question paper.
PDF comes with a question paper.
Comes with the question paper.
So I can open that PDF.
Correct.
And where will that open?
Yeah, it will be a hyperlink. You open like this only.
Okay.
Setting it, yeah. It will be a hyperlink connected with your question. You click on that, it will pop up, yeah. And you can do a search if you want. Got it?
Got it. Okay.
Okay, I want to show you once. Just pay attention here. Can you see the PDF here?
Yes.
Yeah. TOGAF 10 PDF will have some other pages, extra pages, and that may not be the exact same page. Now, I'm just showing you how to search it. Now, you have to type in risk management. Then what do you click next? Yeah. Now, if you look at that, so many places you may find risk management. Yeah. But you're supposed to go to the chapter which speaks about risk. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And click on that. All the details I spoke to you just now, it is given there. Getting it, everything is given there. So when you deal with the risk management question, whatever you they say in the answer should align with whatever TOGAF says.
Got it.
Yeah, not necessarily they may do all the 5 steps, maybe sometimes 3 steps only, but depending on the question, you should be able to understand. Okay.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So that is how you do it. Level 2 questions. I'll go back. Yeah. Now here we go. So risk is a question. Make sure that you make a note of that. Next one. So I'll also tell you before you go, all the normal questions they ask you. Okay. For example, level 2, what are the different questions they ask you? And we are going to do all the level 1 questions, right? And you will be able to understand. Fine with you? Okay. Next one, capability-based planning. Now, what do you understand by capability-based planning?
Based on the kind of skill set of the people and the team, we plan the kind of upskilling and all those things.
Okay, now tell me, what do you understand by a capability?
Capability is the skill set what the team or the organization holds, and how kind of based on it, we also need to understand what they can support, what they can develop and
Okay.
manage.
Thank you. Now listen carefully. What happens is, yeah, in simple terms, capability is the ability to do something, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. As far as architecture is concerned, capability is the ability to develop, use, and sustain an architecture.
Correct.
Yeah. So what happens is, for you to carry out an architecture activity in an enterprise, you need to put in place certain capabilities for the architecture. Yeah. So that could be either the organization roles, the responsibilities, the skill set, the process, all these are capabilities. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Capability-based planning is a technique that focuses on planning, engineering, delivery. Also, in other words, it focuses on the business outcome. Please remember that. Yeah. So capability-based planning always focuses on the business outcome, what exactly the outcome should be. Got it?
Got it.
Yeah. Have a look at this one. All these are capabilities in an organization. Yeah. There are 2 types of capability they speak about. The first one is called vertical. Second one is horizontal. Yeah. What is a vertical capability? All the different HR, IT, all these are verticals, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. What is the horizontal capability? For example, Sarbanes-Oxley has to be applied on the entire organization. Yeah. It is called a horizontal capability.
Electronic service delivery, ability to Sarbanes-Oxley complaints. What exactly is this?
That is SOX.
Okay, SOX complaints. Okay.
Got it. Have you heard of SOX compliance? What exactly it is?
I've heard about it.
Heard about
but
it. Okay.
I didn't know that it is Sarbanes-Oxley complaints.
Oh, like that. Okay.
Always it is used as SOX, HIPAA.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Correct.
Short format.
Yeah. But you should know briefly about it. But any idea what exactly the Sarbanes-Oxley Act actually is?
No.
Okay, well, it was, it was passed in 2002 because there's so many fraud and failures in the corporate world. Yeah, and the investors were not happy because there's nothing to support the investors. Getting it? So there came out some act came into picture to support the investors or protect the investors and to keep certain auditing standards and reduce the conflict and things like that. Yeah, that is called Sarbanes-Oxley Act of 2002.
Okay.
Getting it? Yeah. And so many things are part of it, accounting, so many things are there. Yeah. So here we go. That is a horizontal capability. Yeah. Anything which is applied for the entire organization, we call that a horizontal. Got it? Okay. Now, next one, I'm covering only those topics you may need for TOGAF 10. So next one, yeah. What do you understand by a deliverable? What is a deliverable?
Deliverable is agreed
Mm-hmm.
um, document or a piece of this thing which could add value to the business, and it is in line with what is expected and from the requirement perspective.
Correct.
Could
So
be
what happens?
artifact. Yeah.
Right, you're right. Yes. So what happens is every phase of the ADM, you will have so many outputs and input, and the outputs we call that deliverables. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Every phase you have so many outputs, and we call that deliverable. Yeah. Now, why do we call it deliverable? Because you have a contract with the client, and based on that, you are supposed to deliver all this.
Agree.
Because you have a contract with the client, and in the process you have so many deliverables, including the final output of the deliverable. Got it?
Correct.
Here we go. Yeah. All this architecture deliverable, like you said, artifacts can be deliverables, architecture contract, change request, communication plan, all that. Got it?
And do we have any kind of cheat sheet mapping for what phase, what deliverable has to be there?
Yeah, yeah.
Where is it? Can
Yeah,
you just
few, mapping in the sense, for example, phase A, what all of the deliverables in phase A.
correct?
Yeah,
Correct.
statement of work, right?
Correct.
And
Correct.
architecture vision, all these are outputs in phases. Those are the deliverables, correct?
No, no. Do we have any mapping like that?
Well, specifically we do have. I'll show you that.
Okay.
The coming slides, we have a diagram where it shows all the different deliverables. Okay, I'll show you that. Okay, now I have a question here. There's something called communication plan, right? I want to know which phase you think we can create a communication plan.
It should be at the preliminary stage so that actually it's kind of sets
Okay.
out the roadmap for the others to follow.
Okay, let me ask you this one. Preliminary phase, do you know all your stakeholders?
Not really. Probably
Not
it.
really. Yeah,
Okay.
so you cannot create a communication plan until you're not sure, until you're sure about your stakeholders.
So you will be fully aware of the stakeholders only by E.
Phase A, no, phase A.
Phase A also, if you look at it, until you start drilling down each concept like a database, data design, or data architecture, you will not be knowing fully who are
No, no,
involved in the data architecture
no,
or
no,
data.
no, no.
Yeah.
Phase A, you sign a contract. Before you do that, you know who are the parties involved and the people involved. You
Okay.
have a basic idea.
Yeah, we do have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
getting it. May not be the full detail further sub and all that, may not be aware of that, but we know we have a basic idea. These are the departments, these are the people who are going to be part of it.
Correct.
And you sign a contract. Yeah. Preliminary phase, that's not the case. Preliminary phase, you're preparing. You are not even sure who will be part of the project finally. Getting it?
Got it. Got it.
Yeah. So if they ask you which phase do you create a communication plan, it is phase A, not preliminary. Okay.
Understood. Yes.
Yeah. And let's have a look at some output, all this output, even communication plan. Yeah. Definition document, architecture definition. Now, please remember, architecture definition document gives you it provides a qualitative view of the solution.
Okay.
Yeah, it is created in A, B, C, and D, and then you keep on updating it. Got it? You consolidate in phase C, and then you keep on updating.
And does the open group gives you this communication plan template, all those things as well?
Yeah, it is there. Yeah,
Mm,
if you
I
check
didn't.
the library, it should be there. And in fact, I have so many templates with me. Yeah, I haven't shared all of it today. Also, I'll be sharing some more doc, because if I share everything with you, that will be confusion for you.
No, I understood. No, no, it's
Yeah.
fine. But I want to understand,
Uh,
are they really kind of sharing everything? I just want to
yeah,
know.
yeah. They do have a template for everything.
And basically, how does it work actually? We can use all whatever they have. It will be available for accessible for all of us, correct? Or
Yes,
for
sir.
the
It,
list.
many things are accessible on the library. Yeah,
Mhm.
however, many things are accessible, many things may not be accessible to the library. But if you start, for example, so many organize. Now, do you know what are the different types of members open group has?
No, I
Yeah,
saw that there
yeah,
are a couple of them, but
yeah.
yeah, I saw that. I didn't go into detail actually.
Okay. For example, your platinum members, your gold members, your silver
Yeah,
members, and your ordinary members. For example, when you take a membership, you register with open group, you become a regular member. Got it?
correct, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, platinum members are so much of other accessibility to information, data, documents, so many other things, even consulting.
Hmm.
Getting it?
So if you kind of
Hmm.
have some,
Yeah. Now please remember one more thing. The open group is a consortium, and please remember one of the things what they do, any of the certifications across the globe, it is well known. Open group is a very well known certification, TOGAF certification, plus
yeah,
so many other are there. One of the things, because they need to generate money as well, it is business.
correct.
Yeah, so they do certification, and that is how they do. They sell things, they do, and there are so many other things they do. And open group is supported by all this organization. Yeah, I believe they are on 600 plus organization right now, a part of it, who basically spend money on open group. Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it is. Now we are into architecture definition document. It provides a qualitative view of the solution, and there's something called architecture requirements document that gives you a quantitative view of the solution. Got it?
Which one gives you that? Sorry.
Yeah, architecture requirement document gives you a quantitative view.
Which quantitative.
Quantitative.
Correct,
Yeah,
correct, correct, correct,
yeah.
correct. Yeah,
And architecture definition document gives you a qualitative view. Got it?
correct.
Getting it? Yeah. So do you
Mhm.
understand the difference between
Yeah,
qualitative
yeah,
and quantitative?
yeah,
Yes.
correct.
Very good. Okay. Yeah. Give me one moment, please. I'm getting a call. Give me one moment. Sorry for
Yeah.
that. Okay. Sorry for that. Sorry for that.
No, it's fine. I understand.
Now, here we go. Next one, reference model. Now, in the morning, you are asking about what exactly is a reference model,
Yeah.
right? What is a reference model? Basically, the name indicates it is a reference.
Correct.
Right? If I refer a reference model, it will basically tell me it will guide me basically how to do the architecture.
Correct.
Now, there are so many reference models in the market for different domains. You have technical reference model for TRM, that is technical reference model for technology, right? If I use a technical reference model, I can develop the technology architecture. Yeah, I may have a reference model for business. Today, we saw one of the reference model for business. Yeah, I'll be sharing that with you as well. Also, we have, application reference model, right? So many different reference models. Got it? Yeah, so many in the market. Now, TOGAF speaks about two reference model. It's called TRM and IIIRM, right? I'll be sharing this, I have so much of document to share in TOGAF. And in fact, I don't know, when we'll get time to go through all that. Now, TRM and IIIRM, there are two reference models given by the open group. Now, the first one, technical reference model, what do you think I can use it for? For the technology architecture, correct? Yeah. Second one is integrated information reference model. It can be used basically for applications.
It's for integration, defining the different.
Yeah, it is for the application. Yes, yes. Yeah. Second one is an application-based architecture model. Yeah, if I'm developing an application architecture, I can use the IIIRM. Right? So two reference model given by TOGAF. There are so many other available in the market as well. Now, I want to tell you some things about the reference model. If you look at the reference model, TRM. Now, if you look at TRM, now TRM has two components, right? The technical reference model, it has two main components. Yeah, the first one is called, look at this one. TRM has two main components. The technical reference model has two main components. The first one is called a taxonomy. Yeah. Now tell me, what do you understand by a taxonomy?
It's a kind of terminology or what we use in the, or it could be
Correct.
nomenclature, which
Correct.
we use.
Yeah.
Part of, yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Taxonomy can be terminology detailing or some classification, like you said, nomenclature and all that. Yeah. The second one, TRM has two common. The first one is taxonomy, and the second one is called graphic. Yeah. What is a graphic? Basically, graphic provides a visual representation to understand better.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So two main components, TRM. One more thing, TRM, if you look at that, TRM is an example of a foundation architecture. Yeah. Now the question is, what is a foundation architecture? Yeah. Now please remember,
existing architecture is probably called foundation architecture.
No. Foundation architecture is a very basic architecture, or even a reference model I can call foundation.
Correct.
Yeah, for example, TRM is a reference model. It is a very basic thing given to me. I can use it to develop a detailed architecture. So TRM is a foundation architecture.
Got it. Yeah.
Getting it? Yeah. So this particular thing is called enterprise continuum. I'm going to cover in some time. Okay.
Okay. Common system.
So we haven't covered this one till now. I will be covering it today in maybe another half an hour. So you will understand this better. Okay. Now, the first one is called TRM. Similarly, there's another one called IIIRM. Yeah, integrated information infrastructure reference model. It is specifically used for applications. Got it?
IIIRM?
Yeah.
What do you
Triple
call
I
it?
RM. Yeah,
Okay.
triple I RM.
Okay.
Okay, now if you look at the triple I RM also, it has two main components. The first one is a taxonomy and the second one is a graphic. Getting it? Now, triple I RM, if you look at that, it is an example of common systems architecture. Yeah. What is the difference between foundation and common system architecture? Common system architecture is little more evolved. Got it? Compared to foundation.
Means evolve means with more detail.
A little more. For example, if you want to do an architecture for an okay, let me give an example for you. Have you seen street eateries in Bangalore, Panshankari or other place? You have seen roadside, they sell, food or store. You've seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, if you go to all the roadside shops, what type of chair do they use? They will use very basic plastic chair, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Why don't they keep a big sofa in the outside eatery? That is not feasible and it will be expensive and not the right place to keep a huge big sofa outside in the sun, correct?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not easily mobile.
Correct. So,
yeah, setting up all those things won't be.
and they may not have the financial capability for that. That's why they have a shop outside. So they will use very basic plastic chair. Now, the same plastic chair I buy, if I want to put it inside my house, I may not like it.
Correct.
I may want some other modification in that, maybe some leather fixed in that, or maybe, maybe outside, imagine it's a wooden chair. Right? On the wooden chair, I may want some, some leather fixed on that, some covering in that to put inside my house, correct?
Correct.
Now, the same wooden chair, if I want to put inside an organization, you may want further specification because in an organization, you want maybe a rotating one, people want to use it for the laptop and so many other specifications, correct?
That's fine.
Yeah. So if you look at the chair, from a basic one to a detailed one, depending on the requirement of the where it is being used, correct? Yeah. Similarly, foundation architecture is a very basic one. Common system is little more evolved. Yeah. Industry architecture, little more evolved. And when you have an organization specific architecture, which is very detailed architecture.
Got it. Okay.
Got it? Yeah. Yeah. So I'll come back to this one. We'll be covering this in some time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So two reference model given by TOGAF, TRM and triple RM. Now, can you answer this one, please? See if you can answer this.
Which of the following describes the purpose of a TRM? To provide a framework for IT governance, to provide a visual model and taxonomy for information system B, to provide a list of standards, to provide a software development methods, to provide a system engineer viewpoint in the possible solution. It's B.
Okay. B is the right answer. Very good job. Okay. So please remember, this is how your question comes for level 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Similar pattern, similar difficulty, similar type of questions. Got it?
Yeah, I just need to kind of get more familiarized with the
familiar with. Yeah.
words,
If you,
letters, yeah.
I will be giving you
TRM
maybe,
and all, nobody uses it.
correct. I will be giving you maybe around 200, 300 questions. If you practice all of it, maybe if not 300, at least 200. If you practice all of it and go through the PPT and the PDF, there's something called a pocket guide. It is sufficient for level 1.
Okay.
Got it? So if you go through all the questions which I give you, practice twice or thrice, most of the question you'll get for the exam.
Okay, and for session 2 actually.
Yeah, session 2, it's a different question. Session 2 is a scenario based question. Session 1 is this type of questions.
Okay, and how can you help me with regard to session 2?
Session 2, I'll give you techniques how to do that.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, as I told you today, you saw the scores, right? One of my students scored 95, another 90, and everybody scores good. Okay, I'll tell you the technique how to do that. You can easily do it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, one more thing I want to tell you. If you look in the world, for example, the US and UK, only 55% of people pass the TOGAF exam in the first attempt. Yeah. But I'm giving you 98% guarantee provided you do the homework. Got it? All the homework and practice you do, you can easily cover it. Okay. And one more thing I wanted to, I haven't seen any of my students failing an exam in the recent past. Yeah, even a mediocre student, some of them, they don't know anything. They will be from a very, maybe admin or some other, maybe sales, right? Even they pass the exam.
Yeah.
Getting
It's
it?
not really the technical, it's more of a how do we
It
deliver
is,
this thing.
this is more like a managerial study.
Correct. It's not exactly, yeah, I
Yeah,
understood.
because
How do
many
you
people,
overall drive it actually?
correct. That's why the open group says, please, that's why they prepare you before itself. What is the scope? It is basically basic understanding of TOGAF, what exactly it is, and preparing you to, get a basic understanding and test you on that to find out if you know the basic things. Once you know that you are certified, then you further get into implementation.
But actually, what do they have?
Yeah, I told you, they will be basically testing on whether you know the subject.
Understood. After TOGAF,
Yeah.
TOGAF certification, what
Once
do
you
they
get the
have?
certification, you have to further work on the implementation. Yeah, implementation of TOGAF. Yeah, so for that you have to do one or two dummy projects. Yeah, and we'll work on it. Okay.
All right, yeah.
Okay, now next one. Yeah, framework component. This we covered already. Guidelines and testing. Now, what do you mean by iteration? By the way, what do you mean by iteration?
Iteration is kind of adding a value in stages or phases,
Okay.
and delivering breaking up the overall functionality or requirement into smaller chunks and adding one after the other, or
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
So,
Here in this case, iteration, what you're telling is correct, also means repeating something to get into the output what you're looking for. Yeah. So applying iteration to the idiom, for example, there are three types of iteration you can see here. One, iteration within a single phase. Right? You go through the single phase again and again to get a certain output. Yeah. Second will be iteration between two phases to get a certain output. Yeah. The third one is between multiple phases to get a certain output. Getting it? Yeah. So three types of iteration you can see here.
Yeah, I can see. In fact, there are four, I think. Here there's a transition, planning, iteration.
Correct.
Yeah.
Fine with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this one I'll explain to you because I have to take you to a different page here. Okay, let me finish off that one. Now, if you look at this one, what do you see here?
It's kind of enterprise strategy architecture. It's a kind of representing the overall capability in length and breadth, and also kind of representing the individual, like let's say department capability from a different, for each department looks like something like that. Yeah.
Thank you. Now, if you look at an enterprise, right, any enterprise for that matter, yeah, many architectures will be in existing at any point in time.
That's correct.
Yeah. Now imagine you have an your Lloyd's Bank, your architecture department, you categorize into three. Now, who will be the people on a strategic level? Enterprise strategic architecture. For example, your senior executive, the vice president, those level of people, correct?
Correct.
Now, do they make any decision for the architecture? Yes, they do. But are they directly involved with the architecture work? No.
No.
Yeah. So please remember, if you see here, all the people on a strategic level, they will be involved with the architecture. Yeah. Maybe to some extent, but not be directly involved. Getting it?
Yeah.
Second one, segment level. Yeah, segment level will be, for example, the portfolio, the program, the project, those level of people. Yeah. Capability architecture level will be those people, the developers, the art, what to call, the people who do architecture, all that, domain architects, all that. Got it? Getting it? Now, one more question. If you look at the architecture, it is very complicated. So what you do normally is, to make it simple, you segregate the architecture into 3 levels. Yeah. For example, you see here, it is called architecture partitioning, right? Why do you do a partitioning? Because it will simplify the entire work, correct? Yeah. If you partition the architecture work, it will reduce the complexity of the work. You know who is doing what, and you can avoid parallel work, correct? Because many times there's something called parallel development, because maybe somebody in a segment level and the capability that doing the same work, that would be waste of time and money. Yeah. To avoid all that, it is good to do a partition of the enterprise.
Correct.
Getting it? Managing complexity, managing conflict, and so many other things. Yeah. So that is what it shows here. And the next one, what exactly is the level of this one? If you look at this, is actually called the level. It says breadth, time, and level.
Yeah.
Now, the level here, what basically shows is the level of detail. Yeah, if you look at an architecture, the level of detail increases from top to the bottom, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, the level of architecture detail increases. Second one, the breadth. Yeah, what is the breadth about?
It's a kind of a higher level, or kind of the scope or width of it, actually, which is under.
Correct. Yeah, or in other words, the content, the structure, the functions, and all that. Correct.
Correct.
Yeah, and the time will be time for the project. Okay, so this is called architecture landscape. Keep this in mind, categorized into strategic, segment, and capability level. You will get this for examination always. Don't forget that. All the 3 levels you should remember. Okay.
Strategies and
capability. Yeah. Sometimes they will mention segment and capability. You should understand the third one is strategic. So this question will come for exam. Okay.
Got it.
Now, I have one more question. If you have to segregate an enterprise like this, which phase you think you can do it?
I think at stage A, we should have all this in place here.
No. Preliminary phase, when you if you remember preliminary phase, you decide on the teams, right? The people, all that. Yeah. So most probably it will be appropriate to do in the preliminary phase.
Oh, yeah, that's also right.
Because you identify the teams.
Correct.
Yeah, so you can do that. Okay. And next one, all these are different stakeholders. Okay, we'll come back. Now, next one, content framework. Okay, I want to explain that to you. Let me take you to a different page, content framework. Okay, now can I have your attention? Now, if you look here, it says architecture content framework.
Correct.
Yeah, now what exactly is a content framework? What do you understand by content framework?
Content framework is basically the content is nothing but the artifacts or all those things what we prepare. and a framework to develop or implement that.
Thank you. Okay, now I want to explain this to you. Now, if you look at the content framework, what exactly is a content framework? Where do we use it and things like that?
Correct.
Now, what happens, listen carefully. If you look at the ADM, every phase of the ADM, you'll have so many different outputs.
Correct.
Yeah. If you
Correct.
look at preliminary phase or phase or any phase of the ADM, you have so many different artifacts which are outputs.
Correct.
Getting it? So what happens is you need to arrange all these different artifacts in a proper way.
Correct.
Yeah. To do that, we use a concept called architecture content framework.
Could you repeat that last sentence? Sorry.
Sure. To manage your artifact, arrange all the artifacts in a proper discipline orderly manner, we use a concept called architecture content framework.
Okay. So basically, how do you organize the content,
Yeah,
different
exactly.
deliverables?
Exactly.
That
You're
is
right.
kind of a folder structure or something like that, that we
Correct.
use architectural content framework. Okay.
Correct. Okay, let me give one more example. Do you have a wardrobe in your room?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask you, last week you went to UK. So where do you stay right now?
I have hired a house, rented house.
Okay. Yeah. And secondly, were you in Lloyd's Bank in Bangalore or you joined it there directly?
No, I work for Virgin Money. I used to work for Lloyds before, and
Hmm.
recently moved out and joined Virgin Money.
Okay. Virgin Money is an associate of the Lloyd's Bank.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Separate company, but it's a accelerator bank.
Oh, like that. Okay. Very good. Fine. Okay. Now, so coming back to content framework. So in your room, you have a wardrobe. Now, what all things you keep in your wardrobe may not be your personal stuff, but generic things. For example, your shoes, your ties, your pants, your shirts, etc. Correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Now, I have a question. Do you throw everything inside the wardrobe?
No, it's not. It becomes messy
It becomes messy. Why don't you do that?
because when you need it, you may not be able to easily find it.
Correct. Yeah. So what you do is, if you mostly you keep arrange all your things, wash your clothes, you iron it and arrange it inside your wardrobe. Because tomorrow, if you want to go to office and find out something, it will be easy for you to do that. Correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So similarly, content framework is something like that. Yeah. When I do an architecture, I need so many different artifacts and stuff like that. I need to arrange that properly.
Yeah,
To do that, I use a concept called content framework. Got it?
got it.
Yeah.
And I can see faces there. What exactly is that?
I'll come to that. Phases. Which phase are you talking about?
There's phase one, phase two left side in the image.
Yeah. Okay. This is the old way of categorizing. Is as of now we don't use it, so you can ignore that. Okay.
Okay.
Now I will be covering only those things you need for TOGAF 10. Okay. Yeah, I will be going back to the TOGAF 10 document as well, because why I started with this is because in TOGAF 9.2, the ADM is explained very clearly. Once you understand that, it is solid.
Understood. Yeah.
Yeah, now the TOGAF 10 document, I check with the open group, I send a mail so through one of my organization who use me for training. And so I told them that it's very fragmented, not very happy with it. So they're still working on it. Okay. Yeah, because it was introduced, they give some document, TOGAF 10 document, but it has to be organized better. Okay, so it's still working on it. Now, coming back to the content framework, if you look at the content framework, the framework has 3 categories for describing the work products. Yeah, deliverables, artifacts, and building blocks. Yeah, now here we go. What is a deliverable basically? Any output, correct? Yeah, you have a contract with the client. Because of that, you have so many outputs in every phase, even the final product. It is called a deliverable.
Correct.
It is contractually specified output from a project. Yeah. Now, what is a building block? Now, as per the definition of a building block here, if you look at that, it says component that can be combined with other building blocks to deliver architecture and solution is called a building block. Yeah, so building block is something you combine with another building block to deliver a solution. For example, you are a person, you work on a system, you are a building block and the system is a building block. Yeah, you are a person, you are a building block, you work on a software. Software is a building block, you are a building block, you work together to deliver a solution. Yeah, so component that can be combined with other building blocks to deliver architecture and solution is called a building block. Yeah, so it can be example of building block can be a person, hardware, software, right? Process. All these are called building block. Got it?
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Third one, artifact. What is an artifact? Fine-grained product that describe an architecture. Let me give an example for you. Do you know what is a use case diagram or a network diagram, what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you use it for? It will describe something, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. For example, if you're doing a software, you may use so many different diagrams because the diagram describes the software.
That's right.
Yeah. Now, artifacts are three categories here as per TOGAF. Artifacts are categorized into catalog, matrices, and diagrams. Yeah. Catalogs are list of things. For example, you go to a car showroom, they issue a catalog. It's a list of things, correct? Yeah. Similarly, in architecture, a list of things, we call that catalog, right? Matrices, on the other hand, matrices is a comparison between two things. Or it shows a relationship between two things. Okay. Third one is called a diagram, use case diagram, network diagram, any diagram. Yeah. Now, let me give you one more example here. Have a look at this one. Yeah. Artifacts are categorized into catalog, matrix, and diagram. Yeah. That describes a building block. Together, it's an article deliverable, correct?
Correct.
One more example here. Process flow diagram is an artifact. Process flow diagram describes a customer service representative, a person.
But if it's little confusing here.
Yeah. Process flow diagram describes a building block.
It describes it. See, process flow diagram can be a building block and can be an artifact.
Yes.
And also it can be what do you call that? The other one, deliverable.
Okay, here we go. It can be. Now we are looking into artifact now. What is an artifact? A catalog, matrix, or a diagram, correct? Yeah. An artifact can be an output or a deliverable as well. Can artifact be a deliverable? That's why it's given here. If you look here, artifacts are categorized into catalog, matrix, and diagram. And what do? They describe a building block. Together, it is called a deliverable, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Similarly, have a look at this. Process flow diagram is an artifact that will describe a customer service representative who is a building block. Yeah. Or a use case diagram can describe a call handling process that is a building block. Got it? Yeah.
Building block supporting your deliverable and artifacts outside your this thing are considered as building blocks probably.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Building blocks are, what is the definition of a building block? Any component that combined with other building block to deliver a solution is called building block.
Okay.
Yeah,
Basically, which is supporting.
it can be a person, hardware, software, process, all these are building blocks. Got
Yeah,
it?
but whichever, it's not the main deliverable or artifact. It is supporting the actual deliverable and artifact.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, so that is about artifacts. You can just go through this one also. Fine with you? Now, this is about content framework. Are you clear on the content framework? Some idea you got?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what do you can take a 5-minute break and come back, and then we'll go to the next topic. Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Are you back?
I didn't go, I'm here.
Okay, sorry. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Now, next one, enterprise continuum. Right now, I want to give you, this little complicated one to understand. I want to give an example to make you understand better. Now, if you look at the enterprise continuum, have a look at this one. Now, what exactly is an enterprise continuum as per TOGAF? It is a model for structuring your repository. Yeah, you know what's a repository basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, where you store all the things. Yeah. So if you look at your organization in your bank, you will have a virtual repository as well as a physical repository, correct? Now, enterprise continuum is a model basically for structuring your virtual repository, because you need to give a structure or a shape to your repository depending on what you're going to store there, correct?
What was architecture framework, content framework?
Content framework was basically arranging. It is also something like a repository,
Correct. So
right?
what is
It is also, now TOGAF gives us 3 types of repositories. One, the content framework, where you store all the different artifacts and things like that. Second one is called enterprise continuum, where you store all this thing, model, patterns, and deliverables, and so many other things. Got it?
Why? Why do we need to have it in 2 places, the same thing?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, what happens? No, let me ask you this question. You have a repository in your bank. Yeah. Now, when you do an architecture work, can you use the generic repository which you have? You can use it. However, if you look at that, imagine all entire organization is using a single repository.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Imagine
basically,
imagine the traffic, imagine the complication, imagine the confusion, imagine the work involved. It will be so if you want to do an architecture, everybody is using a common repository, that can be confusing and problematic. Yeah. What TOGAF recommends is you should have a separate repository for architecture. Getting it?
no, I
And
understand.
now, it is a concept given by the open group. If you want, you can use it. For example, content framework is basically for all the different arranging the artifacts. Yeah, it is a concept, basically the content framework. What all things you have there? You have the different artifacts. Yeah, the building blocks, the deliverables, right? And even the artifacts. Yeah, all this are arranged so that you can use it for the architecture work. Because when you do an architecture work, it is not generic. You are specific, so many different artifact, building blocks, and deliverables you have to arrange, and has to be reused. Yeah. Similarly, it's a similar concept to that. It's called enterprise continuum, so that you have feasibility or facility where you can go directly and utilize all this thing when you do an architecture work. It makes it easy for you.
Where do you store this one?
Okay. Now, enterprise continuum, what exactly it is? It is a structure of the virtual repository, correct? Now, you may have a repository there in the organization. Now, what TOGAF says is you should have a separate repository for the architecture work.
No, that is fine, but still I
Yeah.
don't understand.
So
You already
no,
ADM architecture framework is a repository for architecture work.
ADM is not a repository, in fact, no.
No, ADM content framework
Content
can be
framework.
considered as a repository.
Content framework is somewhat a repository. Yes.
Yeah, so that is already meant for architecture purpose only. Then why
Correct.
do you need one more? I'm just trying to understand what is the difference.
Okay. Not only this one, TOGAF gives you a third one as well. Yeah. TOGAF gives you 3 repositories: the content framework, the enterprise continuum, and another generic one. Now, if you do an architecture, which one to use depends on the architecture you are working on.
No, I understood. The enterprise continuum is more of a templates and reusable assets.
Correct.
Not
It
the,
is.
yeah, which can be extended for a individual architecture
Correct.
deliverables.
Yeah. Also, if you have a generic repository, can it be an extension of the enterprise continuum? Yes, it can be.
Okay.
Getting it?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So here we go. So enterprise continuum is a model basically that will help you structure your virtual repository. Correct?
Hmm.
Also, it can be used for as a method for classifying the architecture and solution artifacts. Getting it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, what does the enterprise continuum contain? Model, pattern, architecture description, assets of the industry, and so many other things. Also, it will show you how the artifacts evolve.
Hmm.
Yeah. What is the evolution of artifact? I'm going to tell you that right now. Also, as it says, enterprise practical implementation of enterprise continuum take the form of a repository.
Correct.
Correct? Yeah. So it is a repository. Now, it is a specific repository which can be useful for your architecture work. Now, here we go. Let me give you one example to understand better. Now, have a look at this one.
Hmm.
This one, yeah. So this is called, yeah.
You there?
Wait one moment. Sorry for that. Now, if you look at this one, it is an enterprise continuum, correct? Yeah.
Hmm.
Enterprise continuum is segregated into 2 parts. Yeah. The first one is called architecture continuum.
Hmm.
Yeah. The second one is called
Solution continuum.
solution continuum. Getting it? So
Hmm.
it is categorized into 2. Now, what is an architecture continuum? If you remember, I told you an architecture building block and solution building block.
Yeah.
Now, all the things what you do in ABCD is architecture building block. So architecture continuum contain all these things, the blueprints.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Solution continuum contains all the implemented solutions you create. Got it?
Got it.
Yeah. Let me give an example here. Now, imagine you are the owner of Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you want to develop an architecture for Amazon. What type of architecture will it be for Amazon? Yeah. Will it be a common system architecture? Will it be industry architecture? Will it be organization specific? What type of architecture you will be making for Amazon?
It would be organization specific
It will
architecture.
be organization specific because it is an organization, correct? Now, to start that, you don't directly create an organization specific architecture. You start with a very basic architecture, then you work on it to the next level, then the next level, then the final one. Getting it? Yeah. To make you understand a little more better, now the foundation architect, if you consider Amazon, what would be the foundation architecture?
Foundation architecture is foundation components or this thing which was which will be used for technical
Okay.
building block or technical this
Maybe
thing.
any reference model. I may use some reference model.
Mm.
Yeah, that will be basically for any retail organization. Yeah, so it could be, or maybe you can say client server computing, then web services, right? Then maybe online shopping, and then organization specific architecture. Getting in? So basic architecture, you work on it to get a detailed architecture, correct? Yeah. Getting in? So from a basic to a detail. Now, next time, imagine eBay comes to you and tells you, can you develop an architecture? eBay, you don't have to start from the scratch. You can go to industry architecture, customize it and give it to eBay. Getting it? Yeah. And similarly, the solution here. Now, it is the implementation of foundation architecture is foundation solutions. Yeah. So I want to take you back in the beginning and show you one more thing. Yeah. This is what they were talking about, right? That enterprise continuum is a model for structuring a repository, also method for classifying the architecture and solution. Getting it?
Got it, yeah.
Yeah. So whatever we saw just now, it is a classification of the solutions of the architectures. Getting it? The architecture building block, the solution building block. Got it? Yeah. Now, also, if you go from left to right, yeah, if you look from left to right, here we go, logical to physical, generalization, left is very generic to specialization, correct? Taxonomy to architecture. So basically from left to right, all this you can see.
Logical, one does not represent a formal process, but represents
Yeah. Same applies to the solution. Yeah. So most generic is on the left, right? You can use it so many times. And the most specific will be on the right.
Yeah, agree.
Got it? Okay, now this is enterprise continuum. Make sure that you go through it once again. And tomorrow when you come back, when you have a doubt, we can discuss it once again. Okay?
Yeah, quickly, I just want to share screen and check once.
Sure.
Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, I was just kind of downloaded everything what you shared. Okay, and this is 9 what you have given,
Okay.
and this is for 10 what you have given.
Okay.
And in 9, actually, whether I need to go through this one all now, or are you suggesting me to go through this time the what is it C 182 or
Now,
180? Yeah.
C182 TOGAF 9 all that I covered for you so far, it is same for TOGAF 10 as well.
Okay, so do I need to go through this?
So what I suggest is first can you open TOGAF 9? I'll show you TOGAF 9.
Okay.
Yeah, in TOGAF 9, first go through the PPT.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not the PPT. I shared the PPT as well. Correct?
Yeah, it's here.
Yeah, that one, correct? So please go through the PPT and learn all that. Second one, there's something called pocket guide, right? You have a pocket guide there.
Yeah.
Okay. Pocket guide contains all the topics I covered for you in brief.
Okay.
Yeah. So for studying for level 1, you can go through pocket guide. Only thing you have to be careful about is something which I haven't covered for you. Please don't go through that. Because I have covered you only those things which is there for TOGAF 10. Got it?
Okay.
Now, can you go back to TOGAF 10 now? TOGAF 10. Yeah. If you open TOGAF 10, I haven't shared the PPT till now. I'll be sharing it mostly today or tomorrow morning. I'll be sharing it with you. Now, the PDF what we have in TOGAF 9.2, in TOGAF 10, they gave to me in 6 parts. You see the 6 parts here, C220.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you open all that I'm covering in the class, it is given there.
Okay.
Getting it? But pocket guide, if you go to, all the topics are given in brief. In TOGAF 10, I'm talking, not 9.2, 10. Yeah. Okay. 10 also, there's a pocket guide.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
pocket guide here.
Okay. That contain all the topics for TOGAF 10.
Okay.
Getting in everything what you need.
So 1 second, if you won't mind, if you just want to understand. So do I need to go through the pocket guide? That should be good enough.
Pocket
Because
guide
see,
will be good. Yes.
PPT, the slide,
Yeah.
the
P-
slides.
Slides in 9.2 and 10 you can go through first. Then the
10, there's no slides.
then 10 I'll be sharing it with you.
Yeah.
Then you can go through the PPT. Sorry, the pocket guide.
So first we go through the slides and then go through the pocket
Then
guide.
go to the pocket guide. Yeah. Slide itself, you learn so many things, and then you can try solving the question papers. Whatever I cover in the class, it is based on the question paper requirements, so you will be able to answer it.
Okay. For first stage, do I need to remember mug it up all this?
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes, yes.
Everything has to be mugged up, correct?
It has
Otherwise,
to,
it,
you have to mark up. Yes, yes. Otherwise,
okay.
you cannot do it because all the phases you have to remember and the alphabets as well.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because
alphabet and this thing. Okay.
name.
Okay.
Sometimes they will mention the alphabet. Sometimes they'll mention the name.
Okay, that's fine.
Got it? Yeah. Now, so shall we go back?
Yeah, I'll stop sharing. You want me to go back to something?
No, no, that's enough. Yeah. Any other doubt you have? Any other
No,
clarification?
not at this moment. I'm going through. I'm going to find out.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
through tonight,
yeah, yeah.
and probably I'll make a note and we'll discuss it tomorrow.
Correct. Now, yeah, can you go back? So let me go back to that now. If you look at this one, sorry.
You want me to share again?
No, no. Here we go. Yeah. So, okay, can you go through the enterprise continuum summary?
Yeah, the model of structure, the model for structure, a virtual repository, and the methods for classifying the artifacts and solution of it. It enables the organization to reuse architectural solution assets. It also an aid to communication between all artifacts involved in building and procuring an architecture by providing a common language and terminology. This in turn enables efficiency in engineering and ability. So cost production. Okay, I understand. So basically, it's kind of standardize the overall deliverables across organization,
Correct. Yes.
and since we are using it, reduces the overall kind of efforts required and improve the costs or saves costs.
Correct. Okay. Now, coming back to you will get questions from enterprise continuum. I believe 3 questions and content framework 1 or 2 questions. Getting it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
second,
Okay.
let me go through this according to TOGAF, all the
Yeah. Yeah.
following
Yeah.
institutions.
All the topics I covered for you. You have to go through that. Okay. Now,
Okay, the
next
questions are in the slide only, correct?
questions I'll be giving you separately. I'll be giving it to you.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Yeah. I've shared the question with you already.
okay, I'll have a look at it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, okay, let me show you the question also. I don't know whether I shared it with you or not. I'm not sure. I think I've shared it with you.
You want me to share?
No, no. Okay. So this one, I'm not sure whether I shared it with you. It has all the questions.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, no, I'll share it with you sometime. Okay, the level 1 question, level 2 question, all that is okay.
Okay.
Yes, so many questions are there. Now, only problem is 9.2, 90% of the questions are same, 10% are not.
That's okay.
Yeah, so even if you study, everything is perfectly all right. Now, once you finish with that, then we'll go to the 10 also. They're given a question paper. I'll cover that.
Okay, and also
Mm,
probably tomorrow I
mm.
need a little help in booking the exam because when I go there, TOGAF has many versions. Which one is 10? I'm not
No, no,
really
whatever you shared the other day is the right one.
because above that there's have a exactly same one, but it
Mm.
is a little different code and the exam code is different.
Okay. Which one, if you can show me?
You want to see now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me log in. Just give me a minute. Stop sharing. How do I share? Okay. Certification. Why is it with me? Okay. Progress. Okay, where was it yesterday? I meant. See here, exam catalog.
Okay. Scroll down. Yeah.
Here it is. You can see uh,
TOGAF
here
10.
combined part one,
No, no,
part
that is TOGAF 9. Right.
two.
So you're not supposed to do TOGAF 9, it's TOGAF 10. Correct?
See this one, paragraph 103.
Correct.
Is
That's
it?
the one.
Oh, I
That's the one.
don't see this one.
That is the one. TOGAF 103, Enterprise Architect Combined 1 and 2.
Okay, I'll go here, but it
Hmm.
doesn't really clearly says it's paragraph 10.
Mhm.
Nowhere I can see it's paragraph 10
Okay,
here.
yeah. Let me show you the certificate. Hold on, hold on. Can I open my, can I use it?
And,
Can I, okay.
yeah.
Let's clarify that because I can show you, what did I get? Sorry for that. One moment.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see this on the screen? Can you see that?
Mm. No,
No,
nothing
no.
is.
Okay, sorry. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see.
It is given as TOGAF Enterprise Architecture Practitioner Certified.
Enterprise architect. No, but there's no number.
Yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Oh, well, in my case, I took the bridge exam.
What was the code? Look at the certificate. Is there a code in it?
Yes, certificate. Let me check.
After taking 9, you took a bridge exam to make it 10.
Yeah,
But
correct.
for
Yes.
me, I think I have to take directly the 10 means actually what do I need to do? I have to see.
Yeah.
Think.
The certificate they give me as Enterprise Architecture Practitioner. Yeah. So whatever you showed that time, the combined level 1 and 2, it is the Enterprise Architecture combined. That's the one. Yeah. Whatever you showed me some time back, that is the right one. Okay.
Okay.
103 or something there. Can you open that once again? Sorry.
Yeah, next one.
Yeah.
This is the one.
Yeah. That is the one. Yes. Yeah. TOGAF Enterprise Architect combined. One and that is the right one. Yes.
This quite not. I don't know why they're just.
Yeah. Where does it show? Yeah. TOGAF 10, not 9, not 9. Yeah. Further down. Yeah. Yeah. TOGAF. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. OGA 1. Yeah. That's the one. Combined 1 and part 2. Correct. That's the one. Yeah. Any other you see there? Yeah. Why is it a confusion? No, nowhere it's mentioned. Right?
No. This,
That
it's
is
not mentioning 10. That's a thing only.
that's yeah. Even the certificate doesn't mention 10. Yeah, it just says practitioner.
Okay.
Getting it? Yeah,
This one.
the one. Yeah, correct. Yeah, took of combined part 1 and 2 exam. Correct. Yeah, you're right.
I need to book before.
You can buy now. Do one thing. If you book online, are you going to buy the exam online?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
If you buy online, they will charge you $100 more.
Okay.
Getting it? Yeah. So check on the rate. Let me know how much they're charging on that.
One
Yeah.
second, let's check right away.
Yeah. Check on that.
41% next.
Yeah. And what did Ganesh say? Is he going to arrange the exam from somewhere or
I
anything?
told him actually he's not telling anything properly.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
One-
So check how much they're charging for it. Yeah.
you may add one or more exam to take same day.
Yeah. You can take level 1 and 2 on the same day. Go ahead.
It's one and two both combined. I
On a
think.
combined exam. Yeah. Because if you take it separately, it will be costly.
Okay, open
Yeah.
group.
Don't take separate. They will charge you another $100. Yeah. So don't do that.
Okay. Okay, just let me see how much. Okay, that's okay. Cost wise, it's in person profession.
Okay.
Mm,
Well, it's showing test center. You can take it online.
test center to compare.
You can take it online. Yes.
No, it is costing $100 more. You said correct?
Yeah. Online. Well, if you book the exam online, it will cost you $100 more, most probably. Yeah. So anyway,
Okay.
check on that how much they're charging.
There are no time available in the current date range. Consider so
Yeah. Choose some other date.
there's no
August
date.
is full. Oh, really? Take any of the available
Mhm.
dates. Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
really? Oh, August is full.
Hello, example. Okay.
Yeah.
If I book appointment, what will happen?
It will show the detail.
Pass.
You can change or cancel anything.
700 pounds US
Yes,
dollars.
yeah, correct. 714 pounds.
Is that correct?
Yeah, that is more. Little more.
It's very high.
Tax 119. Yes. Yeah.
70,000 it is.
Yeah. So please
If
wait
I
for. Yeah. Let me check with Ganesh if he's planning to buy from somewhere. If not, I'll buy it for you. Maybe a little more cheaper. Okay.
yeah, I think this is very, very high.
It's expensive. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
what I was telling you. If you buy it yourself online, it
yeah.
will be expensive.
Okay.
Yeah. So let me check with Ganesh if he can arrange from some. If not, I'll buy it for you. It will be a little more cheaper. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I'll log off then. Sign out.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good night for you.
Go.
It's
Yeah.
late. Thank you. Bye.